was just one of these spectacular performances in February as Jamaicans and visitors celebrated Reggae Month. And later in the show, we paid tribute to two of reggae music's greatest icons, Bob Marley and Dennis Brown. Also in the half hour,
thank you for calling Tax Administration's Customer Care Center.
Tax Administration's call center gets high marks. We listen in as Andrea Chisholm speaks with a young lady who has been making an outstanding contribution to the public sector. Jamaica Magazine has something for everyone. Stay with us as we start the weekend with a bang.
March 15. March 15. March 15.
Employers, employees, and self-employed persons, take note. March 15, 2014 is the deadline to file your income tax returns for 2013-2014. Visit your local tax office or get 24-hour access by registering online at jamaicatax-online.gov.jm. Remember to use the correct form. Self-employed persons or persons with other sources of income should use the IT-01 form. Individuals whose only income is taxed at source, for example PAYE or withholding tax, should use the IT-05 form, and those filing on behalf of companies should use the IT-02 form. For more information, contact Tax Administration Jamaica's Customer Care Center at 1-888-TAX-HELP. That's 1-888-829-4357.
Good day, I'm Samantha Allen, and this is your GIS News for Friday, March 7. Close to 3,800 residents and fisherfolk in Rocky Point, Clarendon, and surrounding areas now have increased access to health care. This follows the reopening of the Rocky Point Health Center, which was damaged by Hurricane Ivan in 2004. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson said the center was rebuilt and equipped at a cost of $32 million.
It is a wonderful Type 2 center. It is a center that will bring great value for healthcare delivery in this part of Clarendon.
The refurbishing of the Rocky Point Health Center is in keeping with government's agenda to enhance the primary healthcare system. Meanwhile, the health minister says efforts are underway this year to further strengthen public-private partnership arrangements within the health sector. Dr. Ferguson made the disclosure following a recent tour of the Heart Institute on their ECG sale day at Balmoral Avenue in Kingston. The aim, he said, was to increase the avenues for cardiovascular treatment in all major public sector hospitals.
Already we have started some discussions with the Heart Institute in relation to strengthening and establishing partnerships with them in the public sector.
As part of the long-term strategy for tackling cardiovascular and other non-communicable diseases, the Health Ministry is moving to address the risk factors such as improper diet. Government's plan to resuscitate local ginger production is reaping results.
We have moved from 24 hectares of ginger in 2012 to last year we did 50 hectares, an increase of 100% in ginger production.
The Agriculture Minister says over that period, 420,000 pounds of ginger valued at $20 million has been harvested, so the export division is to redouble its efforts to find overseas markets for the crop. Meanwhile, Minister Clark says the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, is doing its best to promote best practices among farmers. That includes training close to 3,800 farmers in marketing, as well as animal and land husbandry and education on climate change issues. In other agricultural news, 16 small farmers from 6 communities in Manchester are getting technical and financial help to grow their businesses. Thanks to the work of the Manchester Dispute Resolution and Violence Prevention Association, the participants were recently presented with certificates and checks valued at $20,000 each. It's one component of the association's effort to provide alternatives to a life of crime and to influence positive behavior patterns. National Security Minister Peter Bunting commended the initiative and encouraged members of the association to continue with that and other violence prevention initiatives.
In the whole area of violence prevention, the most critical thing we can do long term to combat the epidemic of violence that we've grappled with over a long time in Jamaica is to reshape the norms reshape the thinking, reshape the culture, reshape the habits, and to reshape the behavior of the society.
Through the project, valued at $300,000, the farmers are also receiving training in sustainable farming practices and access to equipment to carry out their work.
I thank them very much because I've learned a lot. Thank them for the experience, and I appreciate it very much, and we won't let them down.
I also encourage the youth in this program because it is a great program for the country and for a better society.
CrimeBot, an app that will help persons to report crimes, emerged the grand prize winner of $10,000 at the Digital Jam 3.0 Caribbean edition last weekend. The competition is a regional initiative launched by the government of Jamaica in partnership with the World Bank. It seeks solutions to high youth unemployment in Jamaica and the Caribbean through new opportunities in the virtual global economy. State Minister for Science, Technology, Energy and Mining, Julian Robinson, says a twofold plan is underway to help participants refine their ideas into viable businesses.
A number of the persons who came in and flew into Jamaica are going to be participating in a workshop session facilitated by the World Bank, and we intend to leave there with a very specific action plan. The World Bank is supporting the government of Jamaica with a loan program around innovation and entrepreneurship. So we expect to have some very specific deliverables coming out of that work session to define a project that will assist individuals like this.
And finally, the Education Ministry has opened 2 new early childhood institutions in Western Jamaica at a cost of $80 million. Construction of the Westmoreland Early Childhood Resource Center and the Torrington Early Childhood Center was funded through a partnership between the ministry and the Caribbean Development Bank. At the opening ceremony, Portfolio Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaites reiterated his ministry's commitment to the early childhood sector.
Now we know, parents, that what happens to these little ones are definitive of what is going to happen to them for the rest of their lives. The development of a child's personality, the development of their brain power, their habits in the first 7 or 8 years of their life is the most critical period for their development.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Samantha Allen. Thanks for watching.
A message from the Bureau of Gender Affairs and the Disputes Resolution Foundation, paid for by the UN Women Fund for Gender Equality.
Public sector workers have been defying the odds to keep the wheels of government turning. Joanne Gooden-Smith takes center stage as we celebrate excellence in the public sector.
Government workers, civil servants, public sector workers, whatever you call them, they are the engine of government, a group of competent practitioners that implement the policies, execute the programs, and provide the services that keep the country running. Always pushing for greater productivity, a number of measures are coming on stream to make the public sector more efficient. Under the Public Sector Master Rationalization Plan, there will be mergers, efforts to boost staff morale, training, and projects to help civil servants work smarter. It involves every aspect of government: healthcare, security, education, and administration.
To transform the public sector, you have to transform it to make it more responsive to the service that it gives to the public. We have the skills in the service, and we must get to work and make sure that we transform Jamaica to make it a place to do business easily.
And government workers have been heeding the call, delivering quality service. Now today we're at the Maypen Revenue Service Center in Clarendon. We'll be speaking with a young woman who has been making an outstanding contribution to the civil service. Walk with me.
enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for calling Tax Administration's Customer Care Center.
Hi Joanne, nice meeting you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
Well, I'm okay for the most part. So this is where you normally work your magic all day long?
Yes, this is the Tax Administration's Customer Care Center.
Joanne has been working at the Customer Care Center since April 1, 2009.
As a customer care agent, I'm required to answer the telephone on the first ring, as well as to answer customers' queries that come in via email and Facebook.
And how do you normally handle difficult customers? Because not everybody is easy to deal with.
Well, being a good listener is very important, as well as apologizing for any inconvenience experienced by the customer, assisting calming the customers.
Now, Joanne performs her duties to the best of her abilities, and though not expecting special recognition, a blog from a taxpayer placed her in the spotlight. Nick Abbott wrote a blog entitled, "The Government of Jamaica Has a Great Call Center." He was referring to Tax Administration Jamaica, TAJ. Nick wrote,
"When you call the TAJ, you speak to people who listen, really listen. They focus on you, their customer, and not on internal policies. The first time I called the TAJ, I was pretty upset. But a wonderful rep called Joanne quickly calmed me by talking to me as a normal, caring person. I've since called and spoken to 2 other reps, and each time my experience was the same."
Give me your reaction to that blog. How did that blog make you feel?
Well, it made me feel very happy. I was excited about hearing from a customer how they felt about an interaction with me. I was happy that I could impart some information to him, as well as to resolve his concerns.
Joanne is no stranger to hard work. A proud graduate of the Portmore Community College, she often draws inspiration from her 2011 award, Excellence in Associate Degree in Business Studies. It motivated her to begin pursuing higher studies, and in the workplace, the Wall of Fame tells another tale. Agent of the Year for the 2012-2013 financial year, having attained over 85% on her appraisal while achieving over 85% of productivity targets.
Agent of the Year award is given to agents who have exceeded their targets as well as on their appraisals. And I got that for 2012-2013. And I was very excited about that. It showed how hard I worked at excelling and exceeding the customer's expectations.
Let's talk about your transition to Taxpayer Education Officer. How did that happen?
Being a customer care agent has helped me to transition into becoming a Taxpayer Education Officer. I have used the knowledge garnered at the Customer Care Center to help me in this new function or this new role.
How has it helped you though?
Well, my knowledge of tax laws has been broadened. Being a customer care agent, I'm also aware of many of the products and services offered by Tax Administration, which I'm able to now assist persons with on a one-to-one basis.
People who have worked at the Customer Service Department of the Maypen Revenue Service Center have nothing but high praises for this government worker.
It's easy to work with Joan because she's so mature, she's reliable, and she's one of those persons who works well on her own initiatives.
It was a pleasure working with her. She was always willing to assist, and also her personality is very contagious.
When we were working together, she was always willing to assist our customers, so it motivated us as agents to do the same. She's a team player, and she's also very willing to assist, so those were two of the best assets that she had.
Joanne is very persistent. She is relentless in her efforts to assist, so she goes above and beyond, and that is something I have taken on to as well.
My vision is to exceed the customer's expectation as well as my employer's expectations, and I strive to excel at providing exemplary customer service.
From time to time, persons in the public sector get, a little beaten up about things that they have done. What would you say to persons about the qualities that are very, very important to be working in the public sector?
Well, one thing is to be patient, to be understanding, and to find ways in which you can resolve customers' queries and concerns.
How can they go about doing that? What are some of the traits that they need?
some of these trades are asking for help. That's very important, as well as seeking resolution to customers' query by even taking it a step further, finding out who is responsible for addressing this issue and getting that resolved for the customer.
And some persons in the public sector may be feeling a little dejected from time to time. Your advice to them?
Take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and try to please others, and this will make you happier.
And what is your vision for the civil service, Joanne?
My vision for the civil service, like tax administration's vision, is to become a world-class civil service. So I'd like to see us exceed in our delivery of our products and services. Thank you for calling Tax Administration's Customer Care Center.
So public sector workers are continuing to be beacons on the hill. Joanne's story is just one of the many examples. With hard work and determination, she, like many others, are carrying out the functions of government with pride, maintaining professionalism and courtesy on the job to make the environment more business and customer friendly.
Best thing right now in the country, helping youths called pre-dismiss. It's not easy for a youth who is not working a proper sum of money to send himself to art or any institution. So CSJP now funding you, because when more time them tell the figure in miss, how much it costs, we could find that amount of money. So what they are doing, miss, wonderful. In our community, you might have section which divided up. So when all of us now start to go to class together, miss, starting, you have person who are going to sit left, some are going to sit right. But you see, by weeks and weeks after, all of us just come as one, miss. You even start running both together, miss. When you start know a thing now, it's different from when you're not knowing. Because growing up, I can always hear people say, don't go there, so don't go there, so. Alright, but knowing each other now, miss, we really see that it is not as our people put it at times. It is different.
The Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP, an initiative of the Ministry of National Security, promoting peace and building communities while empowering the lives of unattached youth one day at a time.
We're saluting reggae royalty on Jamaica Magazine today. Robert Nesta Marley and Dennis Emmanuel Brown, the king and crown prince of reggae. Both icons take center stage in this edition of the Arts Page.
See, I wanna jam it with you. Here I come with love is not tainted. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow right.
Oh, the grooving sounds of two of our legendary Jamaican artists, reggae's king Bob Marley and its crown prince Dennis Emmanuel Brown. Though they are no longer with us, their vibrant music is a lasting testament of their legacy. On the Arts Page this week, we take a look at how these iconic musicians continue to make their presence felt beyond the grave. Decades after his death, he's still selling millions of albums, receiving numerous awards, and maintains relevance and interest in his music. Jamaica's reggae ambassador Bob Marley has constant notoriety all over the world. This unwaning interest in the man and his music has inspired big Hollywood productions, local celebrations, and film works trying to unveil the natural mystery.
Top American acts and children of the reggae legend reminded old and introduced new audiences to the magic of Marley's music, mesmerizing us in a star-studded tribute at the 2013 Grammys. Fans have also been thoroughly entertained at the annual Bob Marley celebrations, showcased right here in Jamaica. But that's not all. 2013 has also witnessed the screening of a movie chronicling the life and work of the Gong. It follows another Bob Marley film produced by his children and screened in Jamaica in 2012. But the Esther Anderson produced documentary focuses on Marley before the glitz and glamour of fame. Called Bob Marley, Making of a Legend, it features never-before-seen black and white photos of Bob Marley and the Wailers.
I made this film to be able to share those footage with the people who love reggae music and interested in Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and the Wailers as a contributing force from culture from Jamaica.
Anderson, a filmmaker, photographer and actress, helped launch Bob Marley's international career through Island Records. The film shows, among other things, the Bob Marley and the Wailers' first studio session and images of Anderson driving through Kingston with Marley.
You'll never ever see me again, so no stand. Never ever see me again, my friend.
Love and hate can never be free. Oh no, here I come with love and not hatred.
Sometimes I stumble on the street, yeah. Try my best to make ends meet.
Honey, you gave new meaning to my life.
How could I live? How could I possibly go on?
Artists and everyday Jamaicans alike are still in awe of the late Dennis Brown's music, and they're not afraid to show it.
Here I come.
He was my best friend and I miss him so much. Believe me, right now my heart full. But I'm glad to see it turn out.
Happy birthday.
Dennis Brown lives on, you know. All of my friends that passed away, you know, we're focusing on Dennis Brown now. It's the belated birthday, you know, and I'm so honored to be here, you know.
Reggae music is what we're really known for, and you know, if you say Bob Marley was the king, you know, Dennis Brown is the crown prince. So these persons set a foundation for us in tourism. It is something which has set us apart probably from all the other countries, giving us that advantage in having our music, our culture that's out there. And so therefore we have to pay tribute to it.
We're having a party tonight. I'll be waiting for you, honey.
When two hearts beat as a one, it's like an everlasting song.
The free concert is just one of the ways Brown's legacy is being preserved.
Dennis was very strong on education and didn't get a chance to go to high school, but still respects education. So after he died and the trust was formed, we thought that the best way to go was to emphasize on education, so we went to school, Central Branch.
Since its inception, the Dennis Brown Trust has helped over 50 students from Central Branch while supporting 6 up to the tertiary level. Dennis Emmanuel Brown, Robert Nesta Marley, the Crown Prince and King of Reggae, legends beyond the grave, still alive in the hearts of the people.
That's all we have for you today. Until next time, this has been The Arts Page.
Should I have faith in you? Should I put my trust in you? There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. If you listen carefully now, you will hear.
We've all been hearing about the Unite for Change campaign, an initiative of the Ministry of National Security. All of us can participate in the program and help create a safer Jamaica. How about speaking to the parents or guardians of a child who seems to be heading in the wrong direction? Or better yet, gently nudge the child through a casual conversation. No need for aggression. There's also something called crime prevention through environmental design. One can start by trimming excess bushes from the fence while ensuring that the home environment is well lit so the night stalkers can be easily identified and nabbed. Persons also need to stop putting up with slackness. 17-year-old, no job, no inheritance, drives a BMW and wants to rent a place and pay 2 years rent up front, cash. Like seriously, that's a red flag. Rent only to persons who can prove that their monetary gains are legitimate. Let's all play our part in the Unite for Change campaign and achieve Vision 2030. Jamaica, the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. The Ministry of Education has launched a program for a pilot school feeding menu in Region 1. That's schools in Kingston and St. Andrew. And in case you missed the details of the program, we bring you the highlights during School Zone.
Chicken, fried chicken. It's delicious and it's nutritious.
Come taste and learn. Today on School Zone, we explore the new pilot project by the Ministry of Education to standardize the new school feeding menu.
Good nutrition is very important for our students to learn. Very often when I'm going to work in the mornings, I see the children hustling off with a bag juice or with a cheese tricks or a biscuit, or they're drinking a cup soup, and all of those things that would never feature when I was growing up. Our Minister of Education, he wants to ensure that we are providing nutritious meals that will stimulate the learning of our students.
For the pilot in Region 1, it's Kingston and St. Andrew. Menus for regular school lunches have been designed and used for a 3-week cycle. So a cycle, 3 weeks. So there are days 1 to 5 for weeks 1 to 3. Then at the end of week 3, we start over again. There's also a 2-week cycle menu for students who are vegetarians.
The chicken is tasty. The entire meal is tasty. There's a lot of nutrition in it, a lot of protein and those things.
Very delicious. I think it's good, very good. Tofu rice is the first time tasting anything like this. It tastes very nice, and I think it will hold.
Tofu, it's alright. It tastes good first when I eat it. Then I want it to serve at school. Food was very nice and I love it, and I may be eating it again.
To support the children of this school, because most of the way, say we don't eat on a regular basis, and for this is very good. It's a very good program.
And I think this is very good. I think it will enhance student performance.
Delicious.
Thank you very much. Oven fried chicken, tofu balls, spicy meats, just some of the exciting things on the menu for the Ministry of Education pilot school feeding project. Tune in next time for more on School Zone.
We've come to the end of Jamaica Magazine for today. Thanks for spending time with us. Your feedback continues to be valuable. Send an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Hit us up on Twitter at JIS News and visit our website to stay in the know. It's jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the production team, I'm Audrey Williams. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.